Social media is truly no joke. Let me first say that I'm not trying to tell people that social media is 100% bad and something that you should permanently stay away from. Obviously, it serves its purpose. It can be used for good. It can get your name out there if that's what you prefer, and many other reasons to see social media as a good thing. But unfortunately, a large percentage of social media and its effect is actually negative. And I know this. I have gone through a social media detox, and I still do from time to time. I try my best not to scroll on my phone for hours on end every day and try to be more productive. Yeah, I know that it's not something that's easy to stay away from, mainly because we've gotten so used to using social media that it's basically a way of life now, as weird as that is to say. But again, I do really want to emphasize that the effect a majority of people get from using social media typically ends up being a negative effect. Like, I remember growing up as a kid, at least during my time, social media wasn't that big as it is now. And it wasn't really one of those things that, even though it was there, it's not like I was always looking forward to using it or checking it. So basically, it wasn't that popular back then. And because it wasn't popular back then, most of the energy that we put now into social media, where that energy was put back then, when social media wasn't as popular, was put to me and a group of friends going outside, playing, running around, playing tag, hide and seek, exploring our little neighborhood, coming home covered in dirt, where we tell our family how much fun we had, wash off all the dirt, rinse, and repeat the next day. That is what entertainment was, for me at least, when I was younger, alongside my other friends. But now, most of that time is spent in our bedroom, looking at our phone, scrolling for several hours a day. And the only sort of interaction that most people have, unfortunately, is taking a break from their phone, going outside to eat or to shower or to do whatever, and then coming back into the bedroom and repeating this whole scrolling process over and over again. Perhaps some might not see that as a big deal, but if you really think about it, it kind of is a big deal. And I know that for a fact because I've been there. And I used to think I was okay being in that position, but looking back at it now, I know it was not good. And I'm really glad that I don't do it as much as I did before because I have other important things that I like to prioritize. And one situation where I've noticed that this whole social media addiction was truly a problem was when I went to a family reunion. I remember seeing a lot of my young family members after such a long time. We went to a family friend's house for dinner, and I met a lot of my cousins and other relatives there. And I noticed that while we were eating, every single one of us were staring at our phones, saying nothing. And if something was said, it would just be like, hey, have you seen this TikTok? Or hey, have you seen this one YouTube short that's viral? Something like that. And after those short, little, small conversations, that was it. It was back on the phone, as if nobody knew each other and like we were all strangers or something. And sitting there in the living room, noticing that and realizing that really blew my mind. I was like, I can't believe this is how we all interact now. I mean, don't get me wrong. Obviously, the feeling of missing each other after such a long time and talking with each other was still there. It's just that there was a moment where I realized how addicted a lot of us are to our phones. So I suppose the point I would like for all of us to take is, if you finally realize that you are addicted to your phone, make the decision now, and I mean starting right now, to do something about that. Don't let it come to the point where you are no longer aware of it and no longer have that strong willpower to bring yourself away from it. Do something about it now. At least take baby steps to the point where you're finally in control, and then go from there. Actually talk to friends and just people in general. Don't sit there looking at your phone, at least not for several hours. So yeah, you guys have a good one. Bye.